Okay, can you tell me total how many types of inner classes are there in Java? 4 types of inner classes are there. What are those? Normal inner class, nested inner class, local inner class, anonymous inner class, right? Normal inner, when should I go for normal inner class? If you want to use inner class logics, only in non-static methods of outer class. In multiple non-static methods of outer class, if you want to use inner class logic, then we have to go for normal inner class, Rabab. Then we need to go for normal inner class. Nested inner class, Rabab. If you want to use inner class logics in both static and non-static methods of outer class, then go for nested inner class. Local inner class, Rabab. If you want to use inner class logics in single method definition of outer class, single method, in single method, method definition of outer class, right now, boss? In single method definition of outer class, Rabab. Local inner class. Array, inner class specific to each method definition, boss. Anonymous inner class. If you want to use inner class logics in single method call of outer class. In single method call of outer class. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Super. Look at the problem code. Yeah, yesterday we have taken separate inner class, nested inner class, and that class object we passed as the second argument of query for object method. Second argument of query for object method, come on. But one technical problem is there. Okay, are we using in are we using this nested inner class object in multiple methods of DAO class, or only in one method call, or only in one method call? Take a minute. We are using only in single method call, not in single method definition. We are using in only in single method call, right now, boss? Yeah, where is the 616 boota? $64. Yesterday we have taken separate inner class as a static inner class, and we have passed the object of that class in a single method call. So tell me, guys, when you want to use inner class logic in only in one method call, what is the recommended one? Anonymous inner class or normal inner class? Anonymous inner class or normal inner class? Tell me, boss. If you want to use inner class logic in a single method call, right now I need inner class logic in multiple method calls or single method call. Single method call. What is the one I should pass? Announcement inner class. But I passed as what? Nested inner class object. But what I passed there is nested inner class object, right? What I passed there is nested inner class object. Agree with me, guys? That means unnecessarily we passed normal inner class object, na boss? Unnecessarily we passed normal inner class object or nested inner class object. Here is my DAO IMPL, right? DAO IMPL implements IDAO IMPL, I employee DAO. Okay, guys, tell me here, this is the story. Private static class employee row mapper implements row mapper employee, right? Here is my map row method. We have taken nested inner class, right? But we are passing only in one method call. What do you say, guys? Okay, when you want to use inner class logic only in one method call, what is the right option? Anonymous inner class. Why, sir? Array, we just required in one method call, but this inner class is visible in multiple methods of DAO class or not? In multiple methods of DAO class, unnecessarily more visibility you are giving to this inner class or not? Unnecessarily you are giving more visibility to this inner class. What do you say, guys? Unnecessarily you are giving more visibility to inner class. What do you say, boss? What do you understand my statement or not? We want in one method call, not in one method definition also. By taking normal inner class or nested inner class, we are unnecessarily providing more visibility or not. So that's why I want to improvise my code, Rabot. That's the reason I would like to improvise my code, right? Okay, 1 minute, guys. Let me upload the notes of other batch. Array, core Java, Rabab, everywhere core Java is important, you know. 1.5 intro 31st. In this example, we need inner class logics in one method call. Only in one method call. Let me give only in one method call. JT dot query for object method. So better to use anonymous inner class now, boss. Super. So now I would like to improvise this method and this application dealing with anonymous inner class. I'm commenting both, Babu. I commented both, and freshly I'm going for in our choice improvisation. Freshly I'm going for this guys here. Listen, everyone. Employee EMP is equal to JT dot query for object. JT dot query for object. Guys, give me 2 minutes. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Everyone come back. I got call from office boss, please. Right. Query for object was get employee details by number. Get employee details by number. We are ready with query now, boss. We are ready with query, right? Okay. Third parameter. Second parameter will keep empty. Third parameter. What is the third parameter? NO. That is query parameter value. Now listen. Here we don't have any inner class. We have to create anonymous inner class, nameless inner class implementing row mapper interface. See guys, new row mapper of employee, open floor bracket, closing floor bracket. New row mapper of employee, open floor bracket and closing floor bracket. Right now, boss? Here is query parameter value. Here one magic is happened, you know. One anonymous inner class is created implementing row mapper interface. Point number 1. In that class, map row method is implemented. Point number 2. In that class, map row method is implemented. Point number 2. Here we'll be writing our logic class. Now, object is created for that anonymous inner class. Passed it as a argument to query for object method. Second argument to query for object method. Passed it as what? Second argument value to query for object method. Everyone getting my point here or not? Employee EMP is equal to new employee of. I am copying result set record to copy RS object record to employee class object. EMP dot set EMP NO RS dot get int of 1. Set ename RS dot get string of 2. EMP dot tell me guys, set designation RS dot get string of 3. EMP dot set salary RS dot tell me get double of 4. RS dot get double of 4. Return EMP. Sir, this query gives single record only na, Dilip Yadav. Row mapper we should use for single record or multiple records. Row mapper should always be used for single record or multiple record. Muddy fellow, dirty fellow. For multiple records, what is the other callback interface you should use? Result set extractor. For single record, row mapper. For multiple record, result set extractor. Remember? Yeah, now you observe us. Then we say return E. Yeah, tell me. First parameter query. Second parameter is magic one. Anonymous inner class is created implementing row mapper interface. Inside that class, map row method is implemented, having logic to copy result set single record into employee class object. Super. Next, object is created for anonymous inner class. Object is created for anonymous inner class, and that is passed as the argument value. and that is passed as the argument value. Getting my point, boss? That is passed as the argument value. Okay. Super. So now tell me, this entire story is specific to this method call only, na? This entire story is specific to this method call only, na? This flower bracket to this flower bracket, anonymous inner class, right now, boss? Super means super, right? Right click, run as Java application. We are getting the result or not? Any change in the output, guys? Any change in the output? Check it out. Argument 1, argument 1, argument 3. So look at argument 2. Argument 2. In argument 2, total 3 things are happening. In arg2, total 3 operations are taking place. Number 1, anonymous inner class is created implementing row mapper interface. Implementing row mapper interface, right? Okay, listen. New row mapper means does not mean we are creating object for interface, right, Babu? No. Beside that, one flower bracket is there. That means what happened? One anonymous inner class is created implementing row mapper interface. In that anonymous inner class, map row method is implemented. Map row method is implemented, having logic to copy RS object record to employee class object. RS object record to employee class object. Super, guys. Next one, 3. By using this new operator, boss, new operator, we are creating object for that anonymous inner class, and that object is passed as the argument value to query for object. That object is passed as the argument value to query for object. That object is passed as the argument value to query for object method. Query for object method. Right. Nice, na, boss? Okay. That improvisation is done or not done? That improvisation is done or not done? Okay, boss. Okay, guys. But I can still do better improvisation. How you know? From Java 8 onwards, Lambda expressions have come to deal with anonymous inner classes. Boss. To deal with anonymous inner classes. Very, very shortcut. If you don't know Lambda expressions earlier, focus today. I will teach basics of Lambda expression. Then I will use in my application development. Yeah. From Java 8 onwards, interface with a single method. Interface with a single method, directly or indirectly, is called what interface, guys? Any idea? Studied core Java? Studied core Java. Marker interface, jump into the drainage, Babu. That is called functional interface. That is called functional interface. Interface with one method. Either it is directly declared or inherited indirect. Inherited indirect. If the Java interface is functional interface, interface with only one abstract method directly or indirectly, then we can develop anonymous inner class through Lambda expression. Java had feature more simplification of the code. Lambda expressions are there to simplify the code more and more or not? Lambda expressions are there to simplify the code more and more or not? Convinced, my dear? Traditional code before Java. Interface I1, method M1 is declared. A1 class is implementing I1 interface, definition of the method. I1 is equal to new A1 of. Interface reference variable is referring to implementation class object, and we are calling the method. Interface reference variable is referring to implementation class object, and we are calling the method. It's the traditional Java code before Java 8 now. Up to Java 7, we have written this kind of code only. Can I call I1 interface as functional interface, guys? Can I call I1 interface as the functional interface, guys? I1 interface as the functional interface, boss. Super. Java 8 onwards, same code from Java 8 onwards. Interface I1, method M1. Listen, you need not write separate implementation class above. I1 is equal to open parenthesis, empty brackets. This is lambda expression symbol. Lambda expression symbol. Open bracket, closing bracket, M1 method definition. Here we should write the definition for M1 method. Here we should write the definition for M1 method. Regular public void M1, open logic, closing logic. Here what happened, you know? This is lambda expressions, boss. Lambda expression based anonymous inner class is created, implementing I1 interface, defining M1 method, and object is created for that anonymous inner class. And referred, and that object is referred, using I1 interface reference pair. I1 interface reference pair. Wait, right? If method is having arguments, how to pass, we will show na, boss. You cannot wait until I launch. Basically, you are supposed to learn in core Java. When I'm teaching level by level, you cannot control your excitement. If method is having argument, that argument comes. If method is having two arguments, those arguments comes in. Okay, guys, tell me how many things are happening here? Anonymous inner class is created. M1 method is defined. Object is created for that anonymous inner class. And that object is referred by I1 interface reference pair. So many things are happened. This happened. This happened. This together happened in this line now, boss. Method call is my choice, guys. Method call I should do manual. Method call here and here same. Here and here same. This plus this. So final conclusion is what? Okay. Lambda expression gives anonymous inner class NY M1. Anonymous inner class definition plus object creation. Anonymous inner class definition plus object creation. Everyone understanding my statement? Anonymous inner class definition plus object creation. Lambda expression gives object of anonymous inner class, implementing certain functional interface and providing definition for single method of that functional interface. Providing definition for single method of that functional interface. Right now, boss? Method call is same in both places, boss. This implementation class and object creation logics are simplified through lambda expression. Simplified through lambda expression. Empty brackets, lambda, open floor bracket, closing floor bracket. Open floor bracket, closing floor bracket indicates anonymous inner class. Implementing functional interface, right? Whose name is mentioned here. Inside that, anyhow, method definition will be there. Okay, next. Object is created for that anonymous inner class, and that object is referred by interface reference pair. Super. If parameters are there in the M1 method. Okay, guys. Java 8 onwards for method with parameters. Interface I2 method public void M2 into X. See, everything same, Babu. I2 is equal to X of open floor bracket and closing floor bracket. M2 method definition, and we are calling the method. Parameters we are passing now, boss. If parameters are there, we are passing parameter. If parameters are not there, we are passing empty parameter. If parameters are not there, empty brackets. If parameters are there, we have to pass those parameters. Okay, can I ask one question? Row mapper interface is callback interface or not? Spring JDBC supplied row mapper interface is callback interface. Yes, na boss? Spring JDBC supplied row mapper interface is callback interface. Callback interface and also functional interface, right? Because it is having only one abstract method. Only a one abstract method, that is map row. That is map row method. Only one abstract method, that is map row method. That is map row method, Rabab. So now, instead of writing traditional anonymous inner class, I can go for lambda expression based anonymous inner class now, boss. The code will be more and more simplified now, boss. See, I started from 0%. If any other faculty is there in my place, he will directly teach lambda expression based anonymous inner class. Are you going to enjoy that coding? Are you going to enjoy that coding? At least we are learning something differently, something from scratch level. We are able to visualize what is what. See, if you enjoy learning, I give great subject. Comments. Super, guys. Tell me, boss. Public employee get employee details here. employee EMP is equal to JT dot query for object. First query, guys. Second one we have to pass anonymous inner class object of row mapper interface. Third one is argument value. So shall we concentrate on second one, guys? RS open floor bracket, closing floor bracket. Okay. But array, understanding lambda expression is difficult if I directly teach lambda expression. That's why I started from 0%. I hope you realize it. Next example, you can directly write lambda expressions. Okay, guys. RS, tell me directly, no need of all this stuff, no need of method definition, method signature, nothing, Babu. Straight away you can write the logic. Straight away you can write the logic. Right now, boss? You need not to define method signature, boss. Directly you can write the logic. You can write the definition. Copy. RS object record to employee class object. Employee is equal to, come on, new employee of, right? E dot set EMPNO RS dot get int of 1. E dot set E name RS dot get string of 2. E dot set designation RS dot get string of 3. E dot set salary RS dot get double of 4. Double of 4. Return E. Return E semicolon. Return E semicolon. Array, what happened? Why we are getting error? Okay, I think better to do open bracket, closing bracket, floor, right? Acha, there are two parameters. Oh, we are forgot. There are two parameters. Maybe we are not using second parameter anywhere, guys. There are two parameters. Am I right? Map-row is having how many parameters, boss? In previous case, two parameters now. Method is having two parameters. So we have to pass both two parameters now. That's return EM. Same, boss. Here also what happened? Second parameter, what happened? An anonymous inner class is created implementing row mapper interface. Okay, map row method is defined. Having logic to copy result set record into. Having logic to copy result set object record to Java bean class object. Results Java bean class object. Okay. And object is created for anonymous inner class passed as the argument value. Passed as the second argument value for query for object method. And remaining story is regular one. The remaining story is regular one, right now, boss? JDBC template call test. Run as Java application. Still output came now, boss? Still output came. What is the best? What is the best? The best is this. The best is this. Check it out. RS comma row num. Result set record is copied to employee class object. Lambda expression based anonymous inner class object implementing row mapper interface. Implementing row mapper interface. This is going to be arg2. This is going to be arg3, right? And industry standard. Right now, industry standard is what? Right now, industry standard is lambda expression. Bulb doing a boss. So I'm giving different ways of developing anonymous inner class. Different ways of creating anonymous inner class. Can we create lambda expression based anonymous inner class for non-lambda, for non-functional interfaces, boss? For non-functional interfaces, is it possible? Only for functional interface, we can create lambda expression based anonymous inner class, right? Only for the functional interfaces, we can create lambda expression based anonymous inner class, NYMO. Anonymous inner class. Okay, guys. Interface that is having more than one method. Sorry, for that one we cannot develop. Okay, to simplify your life, boss, one more beauty is there. We have ready-made implementation class, implementing row mapper interface. That is what, guys? Bean property row mapper. Bean property row mapper. What's the beauty of this one, you know? If you pass this one as the second argument value in query for object method, okay, it will take care of copying a result set record to given employee class object, given employee class object or given model class object. But one condition is there. What is that condition? You know, DB table column names and DB table column names and okay, employee class property names must match. Employee class property names must match. Row mapper interface that converts row into new instance of specified markup mapped target class. Nothing but model class, Rabab. Nothing but model class. The mapped target class must be top level class and it must have default constructor, zero param constructor. Column values mapped based on matching of column name as obtained from result set metadata to public setter method for corresponding properties. Understanding? Okay, property names of model class and DB table column names must match. Names that are matched either directly or by transforming name, separating parts underscore to the same using camel case. Or if underscore names are there, camel case will come. That's the one additional thing we are having. Model class property name and DB table column names must match in order to copy a record of result set to model class object. Okay, first of all, are we matching, boss? Are we matching? Go to model class, employee number, employee name, sal designation. Somehow last two things are not matching. Did you notice that? Somehow last two things are not matching. What is the column name? Job. What is the salary? Sal. Yeah, when you do this modification, error will come, but don't worry. Anyhow, we are not going to enable this code. We are going to take one more version of the method, right? Yeah, we are trying to match the names or not. job, and sal. So now names are matching or not? Employee number, column name, and property name matching. Employee name, column name, and property name is matching. Job matching. Sal matching. What do you say, boss? Add unimplemented methods. Add unimplemented methods. Okay, now listen carefully. Bean property row mapper employee is equal to BPRM is equal to new bean property row mapper of employee dot class. Convinced, my dear? Alexa, activate balcony central light.
Okay.
Alexa, activate balcony central light. Try to understand, guys. I created bean property row mapper class object specifying the employee class. Whenever this object is passed in query for object method as second argument value, this class will take care of copying result set single record to employee class object properties. Result set single record to employee class object properties. Understanding my statement, guys? Getting my point, guys? Come on, are you with me? Employee EMP, it's a more easy one, boss. You need not write logic. One ready-made solution is there for the problem. Ready-made solution is there for the problem, but with some condition should be satisfied. If you fail the condition, better to write logic manually. If you can satisfy the condition, take it, guys. Query for object, get employee details by number. Get employee details by number. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Super, guys. BPRM. N written EMP. Convinced, guys? Got the clarity, boss? JT for query, JT dot query for object, get employee details by number, BPRM, comma, NO, written EM. Superb. Here is my employee class object, guys. Written EMP, boss. Written EM. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Yes, let's run the application now. Run as Java application. Output is coming again. Output is coming again. Okay. Here I didn't create update separately, boss. I directly passed here. One and the same now, boss. Anonymous object is passed here. Life is easy. But one small condition. What is that condition, guys? If you want to enjoy this one, Model class property names and DB table column names must match. This is easy, dead easy, Rabab. Dead easy. But only problem is this. The only problem is this. We can use this only when model class property names are matching with DB table column names. Enjoyed, my dear? Enjoyed. Conclusion, boss. If DB table column names are matching with model class property names, then use approach 4. You copy record of result set to model class object. Model class object with respect to row mapper callback interface. With respect to row mapper callback interface. With respect to row mapper callback interface. Right now, boss? If DB table column names are not matching with model class property names, then use approach 3. Approach 3. Lambda expression based anonymous inner class to copy record of result set to model class object with respect to row mapper callback interface. With respect to row mapper callback interface. Convinced, my dear? Got the clarity, boss? Understood my statement, guys? Hey, BRPM is ready-made class, na direct class. When class is directly there, it's a predefined class, Rabab. What is need of Lambak expression? Hey, dirty fellow, Dilip Yadav. When you have ready-made class, I already implemented row mapper interface. You create object for me and use me, right? Then what is need of lambda expression? When lambda is required, when you want to create anonymous inner class implementing row mapper interface or any functional interface, right? But the Spring API is all given one predefined class. Implementing, come on. See, ultimately, bean property row mapper reduces your work, but one condition is there. Column names and model class property name must match. If by mistake, if you are not able to match, then think about approach. Enjoyed, guys? Tomorrow when we meet, we will discuss about result set extractor callback interface, which is there to deal with multiple records, guys. Multiple records given by select query. That talks about multiple records given by select query. Enjoying classes? Understanding the real power of Spring? Understanding real power of Spring? Come on. Every time, whenever Core Java concept is there, I am teaching that and I am using it. Inner classes, I introduced, taught, and started using it. Lambda expression, I did the same thing. From different ways I am showing so that you will understand how the code is transforming from old style to new style. Old style to new style, right? In Spring Boot, more abstraction will come, Rabab. Spring Boot, same coding, but you will get more abstraction, more and more abstraction. Okay, thank you. Have a nice time. When we meet in next class, we will discuss about result set extractor, guys. John Chaudhary Paradesi. Wow, what a name, Ra. John Chaudhary Paradesi. It's the original name or your fancy name? Is it original name or fancy name? Original name, huh? Super. Tomorrow class is there. I never regret coming to IT industry, but I regret only one thing, boss. I somehow made my life as busy lifestyle. Two companies, consultant, running our own software company, parallelly taking 4 batches per day, working on weekends. Okay, sometimes it looks life is very hectic. Life is very hectic, but when someone says I got job, if someone says I got job, if someone says I made your life, so then I will forget all my tiredness. Okay, I thought right. Array, my startup basically now dealing with my startup right now dealing with a lot of PHP projects, guys. We are trying for Java domain projects. So once Java project comes, I will let you know. I will take my students. Right now, we are dealing with client. We are maintaining one old project which is on PHP, and other project is there in basic Java, core Java kind of. So we're trying for other projects. Once projects comes, I will let you know. Right, guys. Super. Yeah, it's not like that. It's not easy to work 7 days in a week, Ra Babu, and satisfying multiple areas, department people. But when results are positive, I will forget my tiredness. Yes. Okay, mine is startup. I cannot pay much. I can give job if requirement is there, but don't expect I can pay much. Fine. Super boss. Yeah. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll meet and we will discuss many things.